What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a love and marriage Huntsville extra, honey. We got Miss Destiny Payton, honey. She did a live where she talked about how Miss Melody Cherie, honey, had to, use Destiny's credit, honey, to rent out cars because Melody had filed for bankruptcy, honey, and, couldn't get a credit card. She didn't have no money to, rent her own cars. And I was like, child, what? The story don't even sound right, honey. Look at the messenger, honey. Okay, make it make sense. But Destiny said, honey, she is sick of Miss Melody Cherie putting out there this one-sided narrative where, Melody was always helping her. Y'all remember Melody helped Destiny, honey, with her electric bill, because it was about to be disconnected or something like that, honey. So I guess Destiny, got sick of that narrative, honey, and decided to go on live and blast Melody. Okay, and she said, honey, they didn't play all of this at the reunion. Carlos, why you didn't play all of this, Carlos? Okay, what's going on? So anyways, honey, without further ado, honey, I'm going to play that audio, honey. And Miss Robinson will be back, honey, with her commentary.
When said friend, car kept breaking down, I was the one that was picking her up, and it was a bonding thing for us too, because we both had small children. Our children are young. Her youngest and mine are 6 months apart. 5 to 6 months apart. So, when her car would break down and I'll have to pick her up, I had errands that I needed to finish, and so did she. So we did it together. I talked about that at the reunion. I also talked about when it completely broke down and I had to be the one to use my credit to rent cars because she couldn't. Because you can't when you have bankruptcy and you don't have a credit card. And also when you owe them because you didn't return cars, or whatever the case may be. So, people are like, oh, you shouldn't tell stuff. The real is the real. This is what happened. The real is that she was a friend to me.
All right, you guys, y'all heard, honey, what Miss Destiny Payton had to say. Why are we just now hearing about this is my thing, because I feel like Destiny had all the time in the world to tell us that. She should have said all of this right after Melody blasted her on Carlos's King on his nighttime show that he has on OWN. So it's just kind of interesting that she's saying this now. They also did not play this at the reunion, and I wonder why. But honey, that ain't gonna stop Miss Robinson, honey, from getting up in these comments to see what the people got to say, honey. One person says, I respect Mel even more, learning she had to file for bankruptcy and she still bounced back the way she did. Salute. Another person said, Destiny's actions continue to prove why Mel and the audience don't trust or care for her. I know that's right, honey, because I was watching Destiny, you guys, on this interview with this guy. I'm going to do a review of it, and she just had a attitude, honey, so nasty and so rude, honey, okay? I was like, damn, if Bad Vibes, honey, was a person, honey, it would be Destiny. Such a beautiful woman, right? And it's like you're on this interview acting like that, and I hate how she tries to act like, oh, I got my son and I'm being beat up by a toddler, and because he was pulling on her hair. But girl, you got a bouncy for him to get in. There are different ways, to keep your child busy while you're trying to conduct a professional interview. Remember, you want to change our minds about you, and we're not really going to change if you're being distracted by your toddler every 2 seconds. Okay. And it's like, child, make it make sense, Destiny. I just felt like she could have did more, to entertain her son Like, that is so disrespectful for somebody to take time out of their day to interview you, and you constantly being hit in the head, by your son, honey. He was sticking it to her, honey. I was like, ooh, child, I wouldn't want none of Mr. Law, honey, okay? But yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, you guys. I forgot I was looking at Destiny. It was reminding me a lot of Ariane. It was, and her interaction with her child, okay? It's just like... And for Destiny, you're doing a interview. You're not just going on live, right? Like, if I'm doing an interview, I'm going to make sure the child is, in a playpen, watching a show, being entertained in another way, honey. But anyways, honey, let's get back to these comments, honey. Okay, another person says you are fake, Destiny. You are a taker. You generally stay on defense and behave as a victim. Everything is somebody else's fault. I know that's right. Another person says Destiny needs to go away and leave Melody alone. Another person says Destiny fails to realize the only reason Mel brought up the money is because she was trying to put out in the universe that Melody was a bad friend. Then when Melody spoke to Destiny, Destiny decided to act like a victim. And y'all talking about when she was up at the Madani. Now, a lot of people are saying that they felt like Melody, could have spoke to her in a louder tone, and Destiny said it wasn't audible, and well, bitch, she don't really care for you like that, so I don't know how audible it can be. I always preach and teach to you all, be realistic, okay? People, they don't like you like that, okay? Well, they shouldn't come by my business. I guess, honey. But, like, she said hi. She said hey. She said something. You didn't say nothing until you was hanging on to that door at Madani, honey. Shout out to Dustin, honey. I am going to be reviewing his interview with Carlos King, you guys. I just have to put out my review of part 3, and then I will get my notes together and write down, the most important facts, honey, from the interview that Dustin and Carlos King did on the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. That's for part 1, 2, and 3, honey. Okay, so, we just got a little bit of work to do, and then we will get that out to you all, okay? Another person says, Dusty, not Dusty. I thought it was Destiny, honey, but these people said Dusty is bitter and jealous of Mel. She needs to seek counseling and find herself. All she do is tell lies. Another person says she still didn't answer a lot of questions. She gave the same info she did already before. I agree with Kimmy. She shouldn't be on the show if she's not going to show her real life. She says it was volatile in the home. She didn't say it was LeBaric. It could have been her. Ooh, child. Not LeBarbecue sauce, honey. Okay. I don't think he was all that good of a man either, because you want her to take your last name. And what if she would have took his last name, right? He still probably would have left her. That's what I'm saying with some of these men. They be wanting you to risk your health. They want you to risk your mentality, your mind state, just to be with them. And, you give your all and your all to a man. You're having all this unprotected sex with him, having his baby and stuff. You're doing all of that just for him to leave you after 3 whole weeks. Okay, after you done had a baby by him. Like, that's not right, girl. Destiny, girl, I know you happy you didn't take that full last name, honey. But yeah, like, yeah, but I need you to take my last name. And no, it will be added on to my last name. See, you don't have all that commitment to the marriage. If you did, you wouldn't have left her after 3 weeks after, she had her baby. Now, the barbecue sauce, I will be fair and say that Destiny looked like she got a bit of an attitude problem, honey. I wouldn't want to be bothered with her if I was a man. I'm just saying, she pretty and all, but pretty ain't enough, honey, okay? Another person says, she said Melody couldn't rent a car due to not taking the cars back. That's called theft, and she would have a police record for that. I find that hard to believe. Vehicles break down. Sometimes Destiny giving her a ride doesn't equal thousands of dollars that was loaned or given to her. My thing with this situation with Melody is, I understand after a divorce, people's finances are in a toilet, especially, if they have to file for bankruptcy, but Miss Van is making a lot of money over there. You think she gonna leave her daughter hanging? Okay, so she got Miss Van, she got her brother Marcus, darling, so why would she lean on you, Destiny? And she got all these other people that can help her, because you at that time was going through a whole lot with your divorce, and they saying now, it ain't Miss Robinson saying it, but they saying that, you was about to get put out your house and, all this other stuff. So what I'm saying is, if you were having a financially challenging time as well, some of this, it just don't make sense. Why would she come to you when you got so much on your plate? So like I'm saying, guys, it's something ain't clean, honey, in the buttermilk, honey. Do y'all even believe this story? What do y'all believe? Okay, so another person says, see, this is what I'm talking about with Destiny in previous interviews back in the spring or summer of last year. That remind me of Sheree. Spring, summer. She tried to paint the picture like LeBaric, just out the blue, filed for divorce 3 weeks after she gave birth, served her with papers while she was standing in the driveway, but now she's telling somewhat of a different story. Sounds like she wanted to gain sympathy back then. I cannot. Child. It do sound kind of fishy, guys. Another person says she could tell Mel's business, but not her own. She is just foul. Another person said Destiny can't remember her own lies, and she act like she didn't say Mel wasn't a good friend first. In return, Mel revealed how she had been a good friend to Dusty. Damn, y'all is not saying this girl's name. Shame on y'all. Sorry. Mel told her that she wasn't interested in rekindling a friendship. Dusty gotta act like she said it first. She do more talking on IG and interviews than the job that pays her. Oh, child, say that, because that's something that Carlos and Dustin talked about. And Carlos was pretty pissed off. He was like, I don't like when my cast is on their IG telling their whole life story, honey, but then when it's in front of the cameras, honey, they are silent, honey, okay? And we got to use other castmates to get them to speak up, okay? The person continues to say, so basically she mad because Mel bounced back quick after her divorce and bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is common with divorce. Dusty close her business and don't pay her employees or her bills. Oh, why she act like she in the same home? That's a lie too. She act like whatever she says is going to make a difference. She is a snake. If she didn't want Mel there at the failed business, not the failed business, y'all so shady. She Why would you write a sentence like that, sweetie? Why? Come on now. I have to get y'all for these sentence writing classes. She didn't state that to her when she walked in like she did with her employee, like she did with Stormy. She fake ASF hanging on the door. Honey, that's what Dustin has said, honey, when he was with Carlos reviewing the reunion, honey. It was so funny. Another person says Carlos says she needs to share her story on the platform that pays her. He says what she's doing is what pisses production off. She's on social media with all of this, but on the show she gives nothing. Yeah, she gives all these lives on her Instagram with her and Moses. I got the man's name right, y'all. Ain't y'all proud of me? I was calling the man Jesus. Okay, I knew it was a biblical name. Another person says, didn't Mel state that she had to file for bankruptcy? Also, she had moments that she was depressed, etc., and had to rebuild. Another person says, and that's the only story she is willing to tell. We heard this story ever since her son was born. Another person says, dirty people always try to dig up your past to bring you down. They'll never give you flowers for what you've come through, for who you are today, your achievements or accomplishments. Jealous spirited people try to tear someone else down, and people need to fix that. I agree, honey. That's what the haters do, honey. Okay, Miss Robinson got a few haters too, honey. They always be trying to track that girl down, honey, okay? Now the person says Destiny is so bitter and jealous of Melody to where she'll do anything to destroy her, including going to Martell like a slave and reporting everything going on with Mel. Carlos needs to fire her. Now I do believe that that's probably what ended that friendship. Her talking with Tisha about Mel, her running to Martell, telling Mel's business. That would piss me off. And Destiny, to me, she just kind of comes off, not kind of, shit. I'm being real kind right now, honey. She comes off as sneaky, honey. Miss Robinson couldn't trust her. Okay, I don't trust no snakes. Okay, another person says, there she goes, telling everyone's business but hers. That's being transparent to her, telling what she knows about anyone else but herself. The Scotts better be careful because they are next if they cross her. Child, them Scotts are already tumbling down. That's why they out here, honey, doing damage control interviews. Shout out to Kimmy and Maurice. They just did an interview, honey, with this couple, honey. And Kimmy got to defending Maurice, calling out all the YouTubers that review the show. Kimmy was just like, yeah, they don't mind talking about us, but when we talk about them, it's a problem. Y'all need to find something to do, honey, okay? Because Maurice is looking bad in these streets, honey. I'ma just keep it right there, okay? Another person says Destiny is singing like a canary to save her job. She should have been more forthcoming a while ago. I understand doing what you need to do to have an income. She needs to work to take care of her child. I hope it's not too late. Child, another person says, why won't she just go away? Oh, child, run away from me with this. Child, okay, this is just crazy. Another person says Destiny is always referencing her years long friendships with her friends. Huh? I don't understand. That. I did see an interview though where she was like, oh, I got 20 plus year friendships. And you guys, I'm sorry, that's cute and all, but it's easy to have long-term friendships with people when you are not stabbing them in the back. Okay, some people, they just stab other people in the back, honey. They don't do it to, the people in their family. That's why their family love them. They may not have stabbed the other friend that they've been friends with for 20 plus years. They ain't did nothing to them. So when people get to saying stuff like that, it's just like, Honey, make it make sense. Who you trying to convince? Us or yourself, honey? Okay? Child, another person says, so Destiny would want us to believe that Mel needed her credit when she couldn't even pay her light bill. Mel gave her money for her light bill and her court fees. Ooh, child. All right, so another person says, I recall Melody mom saying that after the divorce, Melody had to file for bankruptcy and was sleeping on an air mattress. When I heard that, I realized she wasn't rich back then. It was all hype. Another person says, Destiny talking now makes no difference. She is still nasty. Martell held everything from Melody and the kids, the house, clothes, furniture, money. LB let Destiny keep her house and everything in it. Mel had to start over with nothing. Yeah, I did. I did hear that, honey. Another person says if Destiny geared her thoughts and energy towards her beauty supply store and not Mel, she'd be a millionaire over and over again. She needs to focus on herself, okay? All right, you guys, that is all I have to say about that, honey. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.